Howdy folks, this morning's soap is Wet the Face. Name of it is Taboo. This particular label, you can kind of tell around the edge of that label, there's the scent profile. And I'll read you off some of it: mandarin, orange, rum, rose, and jasmine. I think I already said that, didn't I? Anyway, it's early this morning. It's a Wednesday morning for me. That's what the soap looks like. And it's a pretty soft soap. It's almost, I would say, almost like a cream crope. In other words, it's very soft, easy to get out of the container. And I do have it whipped up here in the shaving scuttle here. That's what they got it on the wet side this morning. Getting better with adjusting the water for the soap in a scuttle that's warm. Does make a difference. Here is the pre-shave Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. It's called Ice. It's a scentless one, but it does have menthol in it. And I got Thayer's Witch Hazel with aloe. And I do have my alum block with a rubber band. And got the matching aftershave to go right along with the Taboo there. Shaver of the day is the Feather Artist Club. It's got a super blade in it. I think this is either the third or fourth time using it, this blade. I've got it written down. It'll be down in the notes down below, as well as a scent profile. This is this particular shavette is this one is my favorite. For me, it is very easy to maneuver around my face. It's easy to find the angle. It just seemed like it came to me quite naturally when I started using this shaver. How I got started using this particular shaver was, excuse me, quite some time ago. There was an event on a group that's called Shavette World on Facebook, and it was mentioned about using that particular shaver, and I had been looking at it for quite some time. So it, I guess you might say, helped encourage me to go ahead and get it. And at the time when I got it, it was found it on Amazon. At that point in time, that was the cheapest place to find it. Now I don't know. I haven't looked in quite a while. I haven't had a need to look since I've got one. What the going price is now at various websites. But when I got mine, it was $60. And I know that a number of other places it seemed to be somewhat more. And I know the folder that looks a lot like this one usually runs quite a bit more, and I've got the folder also, but it's I did get it used from another wet shaver for the same price. At that point in time, the folder was running right around the $120 mark, and so you find some sites where it's a little bit cheaper, but you really need to know your prices. Shop around. You might find one on a buy-sell trade. They're pretty durable. I haven't had any issues out of mine. Scent smells nice. That's pretty creamy. Notice that it does it does have a, at least to my eye, so it still has a little bit of a brown tint to it, but a lot of that brown tint seems to go away when you're whipping it up. I know I've mentioned it a time or two, and it's probably been a while, about stretching, and it's really up to each individual how much you stretch, where you stretch. I know for the most part, a lot of my stretching is on the against the grain pass as opposed to with the grain. Just depends what your needs are. That kind of goes back to your mileage may vary and what your needs are when it comes to stretching. There is the DX version of this. You'll notice the end of it will be shaped just a little bit different, and that one does run a bit more money. It's made out of different material if I'm not mistaken also, so I guess you might say the reason for the price difference perhaps. This one here works just fine for me. It is really a nice shaver. Down below is a link to a website called TriBlade, and TriBlade has a sampler for the Feather Artist Club. I think there's 11 blades for roughly $16. So in other words, if you're unsure what blade you want to use, that might be a good place to start. Get a sampler. If it helps, I did not do that. I probably should have, but sure enough, I did not do that. I started out with two groups. Started out with the super and the professional. And the professional, I don't get quite as smooth of a shave with the professional. So when we had to pass around on a shaver, I put those professionals in there, because they didn't really work all that well for me. I tried several times and just really couldn't get as smooth a shave as I do with the supers. And if you do a little bit of digging on the Feather website on all the neat stuff that they have to offer, including DE shavers, you'll find a place where they'll go into a little bit of detail about what the blades were intended for, at least per them. Dash is awake. This is really creamy soap. I mean, now I've got so much lather whipped up. 2 more shades pretty easy. So if you're interested in something like this, also is how many shaves do you get per blade? That really, it just depends on your beard type. I've stretched them out to 10 shaves for a super blade. For me, 5 is plenty. The super they put on the website mentions that this is for you know, thicker, tougher beards, and that is pretty much true. Got it lather way up there. My beard is pretty hard on blades. I have a damp towel over here on the side if you're wondering what I'm doing here. It helps keep my sink water a little bit cleaner. I typically only do a 2-pass shave with a shave in. For me, that gets that makes a socially acceptable shave for me. You might be able to tell this soap is plenty slick enough for me. That's in a way, I kind of feel like that's a test for a soap, that if it's slick enough for a shavette shave or a straight razor shave, it means it's got plenty of slickness. Scent is really nice, and this is, like I said, this is really creamy in my face. Post shave feel, in other words, is going to be feeling pretty good. I got quite a bit of lather right there. Sometimes, I don't know, depends if you're face lathering and how you feel about bow lathering. I know when I first started I was face lathering, but to me it's more, I guess you might say, enjoyment. Putting it in a bowl, working it up, watching the lather build in the bowl. I think I was distracted on my face. If I try to lather on my face, I think that was part of the issue. I was paying more attention to where it was going as opposed to working up the lather, and always felt like I was doing better with the bowl. It's a personal thing. In other words, your mileage will vary. Yeah, that's a pretty close shave right there. Like I said, that's for me, that's plenty close enough. I'm not looking for BBS, just looking for a smooth, comfortable shave. Feels pretty good. It even did a pretty decent job catching most of that right through there. Runs from here to here, where I have hair that runs every which way. Only got a little bit of stinging right about here. Probably got my angle off just a tad bit. Still pretty smooth shave though. There's witch hazel. I know it has been a while since I mentioned it, but what I have been using on my beard is Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements beard oil. I have not very many beard oils, but I got a few, and they come in different kind of containers and what they sizes and whatnot. This one here, as you can tell, comes with a dropper, and I'm kind of partial to the dropper. I think I can measure out exactly how much I want, as opposed to one that's just got a cap and you try to pour it out and you get too much or not enough or whatever the case might be. In other words, being consistent on how much you're getting out of that kind of a bottle is kind of tough. this right here is, in case you might say, it's a selling point. Besides that, this one here smells pretty good. That's the scent on this one here, and I've got another bottle, but I have used quite a bit of this one here. It's what I use on my beard, if you're ever wondering. Should be more consistent about letting everybody know what I'm using. Here's the aftershave. It's hard not to smile when you first crack open the aftershave. It does have a plastic restrictor in there. Going to be smelling good today. See if you can see that that's what the restrictor looks like. It's not real big, but it's not real small. I guess you might say it's right there in between. Smells nice. Glad I got this one. Once again, this is what I got whipped up in the Crown King shaving mug. Like I said, I have got a lot of lather here. This brush, if you're wondering, is from Colorado Razor Designs. He's even got a bowl that matches a brush. You got to check it out. He's on Etsy. I got a link down below. He's got some really nice stuff. Him and Crazy Badger both. They've got some really nice brushes out there. Had a great shave. Hope everybody's doing well. And yeah, it's well below freezing again. We've had some freezing drizzle, I guess you might say, but it didn't stick around long enough to impact anything. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.